Right. So I was on a family group today, and it came up that people were asking, what tips can you give us? Mind you, I'm going to get into trouble for for talking about this, but I don't care. Okay, we're at this point now, right? So they were asking about what fitness tips can you give us? What can we do? What can we change? La 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 la. And I was like, okay, so if you're willing to deal with your food issues, then we can talk. I was kind of really frank and upfront about it. And so, I started giving them tips anyway of what to do, but it slowly turned into, oh my gosh, I have to give this up, or oh no, does that mean we can have alcohol? And then they started like showing pictures of all the drinks that they do drink. And then there was an issue of meat and like, what's your beef with beef? it was all like a fun conversation, but like these are the cultural issues that we do face, especially here in Zimbabwe, where beef is an issue. Beef, if you tell people to give up beef, oh my gosh, it's a fight. Beef, alcohol, and sadza is trial. Ooh, those are big things. So what stories can you share?
Yeah, I mean, I can think in particular a discussion I had with a client who didn't want to give up fizzy drinks on the weekend because it was part of spending quality time, with their loved ones. And in addition to what you have said, I think food can be quite a sensitive topic because societal norms, will dictate that there's food around it and people have good quality time and there's always food. But it's important to understand that when it comes to improving one's fitness, you can have exercise tips, you can have a good workout program, but it's for it to be effective in terms of improving your wellness, one has to consider their rest and recovery as well as their nutrition, because all that does feed into your fitness. And I think what I would say then is what I found useful for someone who would have those objections or those concerns is to maybe then explore, okay, let's start with what can we improve, or what can I add into what I'm eating. Maybe taking in more water, maybe more fruits and vegetables, and then if they are consistent with that, then saying, okay, what can we then reduce, and really helping them to see that before they started their weight loss or fitness journey, they led a certain lifestyle that led them to that point where they feel that they're not in a good place, to then help them see what they can slowly reduce and how it's going to actually add to the quality of their life and their well-being.
And so like not only is it a cultural thing, but there's also emotional attachments to food,
that's a big one.
That's a huge one. I myself am a stress eater, or emotional eater. I can get to that, but when it's time to focus, I focus. So there's also these issues that we would, one would have to deal with or think about, and kind of talk to your clients about, and help them to get over that emotional eating, or understand that there is such a thing as emotional eating. I don't think that people in general understand that there is such a thing as emotional eating, especially here in Zimbabwe. I don't think so. And so that adds to this aggression towards telling them not to eat certain foods, and it becomes really a tough one at times. It creates really difficult conversations. Whether it's cultural eating, emotional eating, or social eating. Especially for like any gathering in our culture. Requires food.
So, I mean, all this having been said and done, improvements do take time. Overall, improving, your nutrition, your rest and recovery takes time. And so also communicating that it's okay, for the process to not happen overnight or, 1 week. But if you can always point whoever you're speaking to back to what you really want to achieve. What would you like to see happen in the next 6 months? Exactly, pointing into the goal. You can then say to them, it's okay. if we work in gradual steps towards it.
All right. So my final question is, what are you willing to give up to reach your goals? Comment below and see you next time.